Hi all, I'm back with the New Zealand Stories warps. It seems many months I've done the video with the warps of Islands 1 and 2, and now finally I find the time for Islands 3, 4 and 5. There are not so many warps here, and so it's gonna be a shorter video. I remember you that this is the world version of the game. It's slightly different from the Japan version of the game, but really nothing really dramatic. And they just start and see the warps of the other three islands. Trip and 2. There we go. So, yeah, let's just try not to get. I will cut it a bit, guys, because it's a long level. We go down here, and then here. Yes. So we go this direction. We need to get to the water, guys. I just get rid a bit of other people. Hopla! And here, the warp between the two waterfalls. This goes in a bonus level where basically there is nothing to do and just opens a new warp. And we found ourselves a level 3.3 where we can just go on and complete the level 3.3 normally. So here is a ritual explanation of what's going on with the warp of starting from level 3.2. So level 3.2, there is a warp between the two waterfalls, you remember? It brings us to a bonus level, and then with another warp we find ourselves in the next level 3.3. For one, there are 3 warps here. I'm gonna show you all of them. If just I manage not to die already immediately. So this is very heavy. Somebody says there are even 4, but I think it's more or less a legend, and nobody has probably ever seen in fact the 4th. Just be careful not to be killed by these guys. So here's the first one. There we go. It goes in this room where there is basically nothing, and you just have to enter in the other warp, and you find yourself directly at level 4.4, which you can solve normally. It's you know, it's kind of the boss of the 4th island. So now 4.1, I'm gonna show you the other warps. Let's have a look. We have to go to much farther in the level, alright? So ignore the first warp. The first warp is right there in the corner, ignore it. And now let's go in the water. Up. So if we go here, we keep going to the left. We found ourselves to the end. We get to the exit, to the end of the level. Instead, we avoid going there. Instead, we would like to go up here, get out of the water here. So a bit careful. And here there are these ladders. You see here on top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go to the first one. And there is a warp. We catch this. We found ourselves in a bonus level. We just kill the enemies and we go on. And we found ourselves at the cage, end of the level 4.1, where we were before, but at the other side. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. We go in number 6, and there is another warp. This one brings us to this bonus level. Where There is another warp, and we found ourselves directly at 4.2. And we can continue to play 4.2 normally. Explanation of the warps starting from level 4.1. The first one is in the top right of the level. You just go there, you get into a bonus level which is basically empty, and then you end up at the end of the island, so in the level 4.4 where the big ship is. The second one, you ignore the first, you go all the way down in the water, avoid to go into the left to the cage, and instead get out of the water. You find yourself in 6 different ladders. You take the first one, there is this warp there. You get into a bonus level, you have to kill the enemies, and then you find yourself at the end of 4.1 where the cage is. And finally, if you get and take the 6th ladder, you find yourself in another empty bonus level basically, and this brings you to the next one, so to 4.2. 4.4, this is basically the boss, a very difficult screen, the most difficult level in my opinion of the game. Very difficult. There is one warp that is basically just there for giving you some how to say bonus letters. I'm gonna show you how to. What happened? I don't know what happened. Yes. The joystick of the game will be good. There we go. Yes. Okay, now we are there. Here there is a barrel. If you go inside the barrel, we go to the second part of the level. Instead of going into the barrel, we can do this. And here there is a warp. This warp brings us to this bonus box where we just get the 2 letters, and then we found ourselves at the other side of the barrel, just like if we went in the barrel, but we have the 2 extra extend letters. This is a summary of our warp and level 4.4. You go through and when you get at the barrel that basically splits the whole level in 2 before the ship, and then brings you to the ship, you, instead of getting into the barrel, you go below it and you open this warp. It brings you to a bonus level where you can collect a couple of letters, and then another warp will take you simply at the other side of the barrel, but you have the extra extend letters. Oh, made it, and now we are at the 5.1. Here is the last warp of the game. We need to be able to go up there. Alright, then we need to be careful a bit here with the timing. Hopla. 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 And we go up here. Now, you see, there is the warp. We have to jump, and we are in the warp. A bonus level with a couple of letters, and then another warp. We get into another warp, another bonus level with a couple of letters again, and then up, up, up. It opens a new one. And we found ourselves in another region of the same 5-1 level, which we are going to complete normally as usual. This is an explanation of the warp in 5-1. So at the beginning, instead of going all the way through the level, just stay on the left and you will reach the warp. If you've seen it, it brings you to a double bonus level. So first and second, where we can find some letters. And then you find yourself again in the same 5-1 level at another more advanced place. So guys, this is all for the warps of the New Zealand story. As I mentioned, in the third and fourth and fifth islands, only few warps are there. And I hope this is useful and you can have a little bit more fun with this game. Next, probably I will show you the various heaven levels and maybe the bosses. I don't know. We will see. I hope it will not be another 10 months, but maybe a bit faster than that. Bye bye and have fun with old school arcades.